The rain tapped softly against the window as Daniel sat alone in his small apartment. The room was dimly lit by the glow of a laptop screen displaying yet another rejection email. "We regret to inform you." Daniel didn't bother reading the rest. He closed the email and leaned back in his chair. Around him were reminders of dreams that never seemed to work out, business plans that failed, unfinished projects, job applications, and notebooks filled with ideas that never became reality. At 27, Daniel felt like he was running out of chances. The hardest part wasn't failing. It was the fear of failing again. Every time he thought about starting something new, a voice inside his head whispered, "What if you fail? What if people laugh at you? What if you work hard and end up exactly where you are now?" The voice had become so loud that it stopped him from trying. Weeks turned into months. Opportunities came and went. Friends started businesses. Some got promotions. Others moved forward with their lives. Daniel stayed still, not because he lacked talent, not because he lacked intelligence, but because he was afraid. One evening, after another disappointing day, Daniel visited his grandfather, an old man known for his wisdom. They sat together on a wooden porch overlooking a quiet field. For a long time, neither spoke. Finally, Daniel broke the silence. "Grandpa, what if I fail again?" The old man smiled. "What makes you think failure is the enemy?" Daniel frowned. "Because every time I fail, I lose." His grandfather shook his head. "No. Every time you fail, you learn." Daniel looked away. "It doesn't feel that way." The old man pointed toward a large oak tree standing in the distance. "Do you see that tree?" "Yes. When I was your age, a storm knocked it down." Daniel looked surprised. "But it's standing." "Exactly," his grandfather replied. "Its roots survived. The tree grew again, stronger than before." The old man paused before continuing. "Most people think success creates strength. It doesn't. Struggle creates strength. Failure creates wisdom. Persistence creates success." Daniel listened carefully. His grandfather leaned forward. "Tell me something. What's worse? Failing after trying, or reaching the end of your life wondering what could have happened if you had tried?" The question hit Daniel like a wave. For the first time, he realized that fear had been costing him more than failure ever had. Fear had stolen opportunities. Fear had stolen confidence. Fear had stolen time. That night, Daniel returned home with a different mindset. He didn't suddenly become fearless, but he made a decision. He would act despite the fear. The next morning, he reopened one of the business ideas he had abandoned months earlier. His hands trembled as he worked. The fear was still there, but this time he didn't obey it. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. He faced setbacks. He made mistakes. Some plans failed. Others succeeded. Yet something remarkable happened. With every challenge he overcame, the fear grew smaller. Not because life became easier, but because he became stronger. A year later, Daniel stood on a stage speaking to a room full of young entrepreneurs. Someone in the audience raised a hand. "What's the secret to success?" Daniel smiled. He remembered the rejection letters, the sleepless nights, the fear that once controlled his life. Then he answered, "The secret isn't avoiding failure." The room fell silent. "It's learning that failure is not the opposite of success." He paused. "It's part of success." The audience erupted in applause. As Daniel walked off the stage, he thought about his grandfather's words. Success had never belonged to people who were fearless. It belonged to people who were afraid but moved forward anyway. Because courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is taking the next step even when fear is standing in your way. And often, the life you've been dreaming of is waiting on the other side of that step.